In other news, this afternoon, Gauteng Premier David Makhura has recommitted to plans to improve service delivery in the province. During his State of the Province address, Makhura said his government needed to work with municipalities to ensure that residents have a constant supply of water and electricity. Makhura has also slammed attacks on foreigners in recent days. He called on organizations to work with government in addressing the issue of undocumented foreign nationals. eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones was following the Premier's address and is joining us now live for an update this afternoon. Pule, good afternoon to you. I see there's been some mixed reaction to Makhura's address today, with the ANC saying it wants to see implementation. Tell us more.
Definitely, brother. And amongst other issues, we understand that the Premier came into the State of the Province address having to address some of the challenges, which of course includes the high unemployment rate, the issue of undocumented foreign nationals, and of course the corruption that has plagued the province, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. But not only has it come from the ANC, but of course from opposition parties as well, which have dubbed the State of the Province address, which took place today, as a rhetoric of what has been said before. But most importantly, the Premier has said that the issue of unemployment remains a crisis, while the issue of crime is an emergency that has to be attended to most importantly. But while that's the plan, he's also said that local investors have pledged about 45 billion, which they will be injecting in the special economic zone in the Vaal River. Also mentioning that some of the special economic zone spots in areas such as Tembisa and Tshwane would contribute towards the economical recovery of the province, which would subsequently lead to job creation. But some people have begged to differ, saying these are some of the plans that have been said before. But we got some reaction from the ANC, members of his own party, and this is what they had to say regarding the State of the Province address that took place today.
We as ANC welcome the fact that he gave an account on management of COVID, and that 2 years cannot be undermined. It did destabilize, but it also gave us new opportunities and imposed this threat we're talking about. The investment fund in CDB cannot be treated as a slogan. It has never been there. It's bringing together business people, both local and international. And to unlock that economy would actually have been building the Gauteng economy. The SEZ in Tshwane, its practical program launched with a budget that cannot be treated as rhetoric. The intervention on youth, and the youth in the province has been crying about the impact of TSEPO 1 million, but now at least there is a structural improvement. The establishment of a council of young people to advise all government departments, the establishment of a directorate in the office of the Premier. This has not been said in previous statements. So therefore, we as ANC were convinced that there is something. However, we're still pleading that speed, implementation should be key rather than pronouncements.
And what's the opposition's reaction to Makhura's State of the Province address, Pule? And what were their expectations?
Well, mostly coming from the opposition parties, that most clarity was needed, particularly from the Freedom Front Plus, who was saying that there was no mention of at least having some foreign investment coming into the province to ensure the quicker economical recovery of the province. Most importantly, also what was highlighted is the issue of e-tolls, which most opposition parties feel as though hasn't been quite extensively highlighted by the Premier, and most residents here in Gauteng will remain in the dark with this issue. But they've also said that they wanted a much more pragmatic State of the Province address, which may see the implementation of proper strategies and, of course, bringing the province back on its feet. This is what they had to say when we spoke to them earlier on.
One of the things that I was hoping to hear from the Premier was that they're doing away with the Department of Infrastructure Development. In fact, he slapped the people of Gauteng by saying, this is a failing department, but I'm not going to do away with it. He said, in his own words, that he's going to take some of the responsibilities of DID and make sure that they lie with the Department of Health or Department of Education. Now, what is then the importance of having DID? Instead of ensuring that we have 500 million that is spent on a hospital that is only now occupied by 3 people, instead of ensuring that we have schools that are now, all over the province that are still using asbestos, or some of the schools, that cannot be occupied because of they've been built very, very badly and they don't comply. So these are things that, in my mind, are a slap in the face of the people of Gauteng, who are asking, we are now cash-strapped. We are now having limited resources. Why are you not ensuring that the resources are used for what they are supposed to be used and the first time around? That you don't have to spend much more money fixing what shouldn't have been broken in the first place.
The DA, Solim Simanga, ending that report by Pule Letshwiti-Jones, because that was in reaction to David Makhura's State of the Province address in Gauteng earlier. Still